Medical experts say that she had twice as much fluid in her lungs than what you would normally expect someone to have if they had been killed by strangulation. What do you make of the fact that they're not rushing to give you a new hearing and bring all of this to light?
Rodney Reed's death row countdown. Is an innocent man about to die?
When Rodney Reed was convicted of murder and sentenced to death, his jury never heard some of the information that we're hearing today from new witnesses, crime scene experts, and 4 different medical examiners. Now, Rodney's attorneys say that all of this scientific evidence proves Rodney deserves a new trial. Now, here's what Rodney has to say about all of this. What do you make of the fact that they're not rushing to give you a new evidentiary hearing and bring all of this to light? Medical experts say it's medically and scientifically impossible for you to be the killer. They say she didn't even die of strangulation. If she died of anything associated with that, it was drowning. She had twice as much fluid in her lungs than what you would normally expect someone to have if they had been killed by strangulations. So that doesn't fit with their narrative about you.
You know more than I do.
There's also the point that the driver's seat of that pickup truck had the seatbelt.
Look how he looking.
Clasped
like
in place where you would sit on it instead of put it on, which is reportedly a common practice for law enforcement officers who have to be ready to make a quick exit. Do you sit on your seatbelt or do you put it on?
I put my seatbelt on.
But yet, here you sit.
All that we've uncovered and presented to the courts, and the courts are still unwilling to listen. You know, racism goes through my mind. They got the evidence. They shouldn't overlook what's been developed.
Well, Dr. Cyril Wecht is a renowned forensic...
Unequivocal cases of gross misjudgment, of travesty of justice that I've ever seen. You can argue about a lot of cases, and Dr. Phil, you and I have talked about some of these. In this case, there simply is no argument.
Well, let me tell you one thing additionally. This medical expert
Yeah, the police probably did do it.
Dr. Roberto Bayardo, prosecuting attorneys had advised me they intended to use my time of death estimate.
So it happened
as a
2012?
reliable opinion.
Oh.
I would have advised them not to do so. He went on to say survival of sperm, the spermatozoa I found in Miss Stites could have been If there was a retrial, is there any reason that the prosecution in this case would be able to come forward with a witness that said they saw you with Stacy at 3:45 in the morning, the day she died? Who is less than 6 weeks away from his execution. I asked Rodney some very specific, what I call lie detection questions, and let's take a look. What should happen to someone that rapes and murders a young woman? But what should happen to the person that did what they did to Stacy?
I think they should go to prison and stay in prison.
So you think they should pay the price?
I think they should pay the price.
But that's not you.
It's absolutely not me.
If there was a retrial, is there any reason that the prosecution in this case would be able to come forward with a witness that said they saw you with Stacy at 3:45 in the morning, the day she died?
No, there would not be no witness to say nothing like that. If there was a witness to say that witness, they would have had that witness in trial.
Could that kind of witness exist?
No. I mean...
They should have gave the police a lie detector test.
But I say no, because there's absolutely no one that saw me with her at that time of night. If the state withheld evidence, if they want to fabricate something, I think they have the capability to do almost anything.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I've been here 22 years.
You don't put anything past him at this point?
No.
Been there 22 years.
He been there 22 years?
125 words a minute, and we think at 1,400 words
Yeah,
a
it was
minute.
that old crooked policeman.
And if I ask you, is there any reason someone would say they saw you with her at 3:25 in the morning? if it takes you 5 seconds to answer that, a good chance you're lying when you say no. But if I ask you, is there any chance that any reason they would have a witness that said they saw you, and you say no? It's because you don't have to run anything through your mind because you know you weren't there. So no. And it's interesting to say he answered immediately and then later said, you know, I don't put anything past him. He seemed to be very truthful in his demeanor.
That man ain't killed that
And
woman.
not show any of the clusters that I would look for in lie behavior.
That mean he don't put
Now,
anything
today and
past him
tomorrow,
because
my
they can
studio
pay
audience
somebody
will
to come
become
and
a
say
jury
they saw him.
vote on whether or not they think Rodney is guilty
Yeah.
or innocent.
They can set him up just like they
Tomorrow, just
set
when
everybody
you
else
thought
up.
you heard it all, there's a twist to this murder mystery.
Oh, they gonna see.
Rodney's
He had a
team at the
two-part
Innocence Project say
series?
the police never
I
fully
guess so.
investigated Stacy's police officer fiance,
See there?
a man with a troubling history of violence against women.
He did it.
And we'll meet a woman who put Stacy's fiance behind bars for 10 years.
See there?
Plus, why one of Stacy's relatives says her opinion about Rodney has torn the family apart.
Mm.
And there are some things about Rodney that you don't know yet either.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
This is a female engaged to a cop.
Probably the police.
White cop.
Jimmy Fennell was
That white cop said, no, this black man ain't finna come and take my woman.
Did he ever have an inkling of
That white cop killed that woman.
told me, "You're gonna pay."
Now they want to execute a black man.
No court has given any credence to any of this.
What the evidence shows.
The forensic evidence
Then they
shows
let
that
old,
Mr. Reed's guilt is impossible.
what's her name? Amber Geiger. They let her go.
Did you buy that, what he just said?
Yeah, I'm buying some of it.
I think he put a mind virus on it.
He's
Crazy.
an innocent man about to die.
There are even some
Innocent
people
man.
in Stacy Stites' family that believe you're innocent.
I don't believe that he murdered Stacey.
Look at there.
The clock is ticking.
They study saying they don't believe he murdered. That's his mama.
Free.
Aw. Only in America.
So Monday they're gonna